Welcome to Golden Hour Meadow. We're in early July right now, and I wanted to talk about invasive shrubs and invasive trees. This is one of our sumac patches. Sumac is a native to Eastern Canada, so they grow very easily and they're very beautiful. Even right now, you can see this is quite sort of decorative if you if you manage it properly. And in the fall, I mean, this is just gorgeous. This gets this bright, intense red. It's really amazing. And in here it is right at the end. It closes our grand lawn behind the house, so we can see it for a few weeks from the house, all red and flaming. It's really amazing. So sumacs are really nice, but the problem is with these guys. All right, so these are baby sumacs. And in this area here, they kind of grow everywhere. You can see they're a little bit brown, more brown than the grass. Here on the path, I mowed them just a few days ago, and they're already coming up. There's a little guy right here that is already sprouting new leaves. And this is a big problem with sumacs, but not only with sumacs, with other shrubs and trees as well, right? And the way it works usually is that, or at least the way it happened for us, is that we had a little baby sumac tree, we let it grow. It wasn't really bothering anybody. It looked great in the fall, and then it grew bigger, and it looks even better in the fall. And for the first few years, they don't really try to reproduce through roots, through suckers. So you don't really see that this is going to become a problem. And then a few years in, you start seeing these little guys popping up everywhere. But at the beginning, they're not very vigorous. So again, it doesn't look like a big problem until you get to a point where they sort of really start growing everywhere, and the roots sort of start extending farther and farther from the mother tree, and it just becomes much harder to manage. We have another tree on the other side of the property, which is, I think, called the robinia, and it looks great. It was really working great. It flowers beautifully. We were very happy with it. And then we realized that it's also spreading through suckers, and it was really very aggressive. And it is planted close to our neighbor's land, and we didn't want it to start sort of colonizing over there. So we're struggling with it right now. And once you get strong roots from which they sprout new plants, it's really hard to get rid of them, because these roots are literally everywhere here underground, at about 4 to 6 to 8 inches. There's sumac roots everywhere, right? So you can't really eradicate that without some very complicated heavy machinery, probably, I assume, right? So and then also because it's sort of, the problem is not visible for a few years, and by the time it becomes visible, it's sort of already too late. So my recommendation would be, be careful what you plant. Sumacs are generally prone to this. I think even ornamental sumacs will often start spreading through roots. So either box them in when you plant them, or just consider very carefully where you plant them, and make sure that you're happy with baby sumac trees sort of growing everywhere. And the same goes for some other species. Like I said, robinia does it as well. And there's some other species of trees and shrubs that will do it. And they're just hard. They're just hard to manage. So in here, for example, the risk that I have is that this is my sumac. This is an area here right in front of us that I mow 2 to 3 times a year. I don't want it to become overgrown. And for now, the sumac's been just in that little area. But here I have an area that I never mow, right? So this is our sort of completely wild area there, and there are the paths we've seen in other videos. They're behind this layer of tall grasses here. And of course the problem is that once the sumac gets in here, because I don't mow it, they're gonna grow everywhere. And you know, in a few years this is gonna be a sumac bush, which can be very nice. Actually, we've got sumac bushes over there and they look really amazing, but it's not necessarily that you want to necessarily have a sumac bush sort of on your property or in a particular spot. So anyway, I'm gonna end with this. Sumacs, they look great. Look at them, they're flowering right now. This is really cool. This is also very friendly to sort of birds and insects during the winter. But yes, you have to watch them because they will become a nuisance. And look at these little guys. There you go, wild meadow right here on the path. So thank you for watching.